Okay, so let's start with this chapter. This chapter you're gonna learn index. So what is index? Typically, index is related with money. Money. So if you ever heard of money, right? For example, you have this bottle You have this bottle right? Ooh, nice bottle. You have this bottle right? You have the bottle. This bottle at 2019 right? It costs around I don't know RM 1 ringgit, right? And then nowadays the bottle, the mineral water is around at 2020 right? It's around 1 to 2 ringgit. I'm just gonna do 2 ringgit lah, right? So what is the percentage increase from here to here? Like from 1 to 2, right? It's gonna be 100% lah, right? No, actually it's gonna be times 2, right? Times 2. Of course, 1 to 2, right? So how much it increased by? It increased by 200. It increased by 200. Okay, 200. For example, if I were to say the price increased by 10%. What does it mean? It means that it increased by 110. Understand? If I say it decreased by 20%. So it means that it is 80%. So what I'm doing right is I'm following the original value, right? 100, right? And if I say like for example decrease by 20%, so that means it's gonna be 80%. So if I say increase by 50%, that means 150 lah, right? Common sense. So it is about percentage. And in this chapter, right, there's going to be a few formula that you have to understand how to use them, right? The main formula that you're going to use is index formula, I, that's the formula, right, equal to Q1 over Q2 times 100. So let me explain one by one. What is I? I is of course like index, right? This is index. What is Q? Q, you have to understand, right? Q is very important because Q, it is anything related with money. For example, they said cost, they said price. What else? They said I don't know lah, but whenever they mention those things, right, it is Q. Okay, and you can see that there is Q1 and Q2. For example, if I just go back again, I'll go back to this bottle lah, right? This bottle, this one at 2020, this one 2019 lah, right? This one RM2, this one RM1. Q, if you don't forget, Q is the price. So we look at the money. So 2 ringgit and also 1 ringgit, right? But 1 and 2 here, right? 1 and 2 here are the year. So for the Q1, you put the newer year on top. So this one here will be 2020. So let me just put here. This one will be Q 2020. Right, understand, right? And at the bottom will be Q 2019. And times 100. So let's do this. Let's do this equation actually, right? So Q2 2020 is this one, right? Remember, Q is the money, right? So 2 over 1, times 100, right? So 2 times 100 is 200. Tada! You already found the I index. Also, there's no percentage here. So this is the meaning of I index. Index is basically how much it grows by, but of course, it's opposite, right? You go by that, right? So the main thing you have to understand is Q is the price, right? And then the 1 and 2 here, always, the top one is the newer one, newer one. Hello, Yasmin. Can you use bahasa Melayu, right? English, this one will be English, It's fine, right? Hello. Okay. Nah, ni tentang bab 10, bab 10. Reminder. Tak apa kan kalau guna bahasa Inggeris, kan, right? It's fine. So, let me just remind you again. So, I is the formula, right, for the index. Q is always the cost, the price. Whenever they mention money lah, right, macam harga and so on lah, right, so on. Always remember is Q. Okay, and then the 1 and 2 here, the top is always the newer one. The bottom is the older one. Okay, so far understand, right? It's simple. And then the second formula that you have to understand is composite index. Composite index, the formula is sum of I, W over sum of W. Okay. Wait, let me ask you. Do you understand this formula? I'm just gonna ask Azalia. You understand this formula? It's pretty easy to use, I think. Simple, right? Simple. So now let's go to the composite index. Composite index, right? Index composite lah, right? Composite index. So if I were to do like this, if I were to do like this, right? Let me ask you, right? That one, right? That one is simple. So let me ask you, how do I draw nasi lemak? I don't know lah. I'm just gonna do like this lah, right? Nasi lemak. That is nasi lemak. I don't know, my drawing is terrible. Nasi lemak, right? Inside nasi lemak, there is okay. Let's see here. There is sambal. Sambal, ikan bilis lah, right? Anchovies, right? Anchovies. And also let's say nasi lemak, right? Nasi lemak. So typically they separate, right? They have separate price, right? So let me write the price here. For 2020, 2019 lah, 2019, right? The price of sambal, let's say it is 0.5, okay? 50 cent. Okay. Anchovies, let's say it is 0.7. Okay. And nasi lemak, let's say it is 1 ringgit. Okay, 1 ringgit. And then for what else? Nasi lemak, ayam goreng as well. Ayam, right? It is typically 2 ringgit. I don't know lah. I don't know the money. So I'm just gonna guess lah. I'm gonna guess that's the cost. Let me see this. There you go. That's better. Okay, there you go. And then in 2020, each of them increase by how much? Let's see here. For sambal, right, they say it's 0.5, still 0.5, right? For anchovies, right, let's give something weird. 1.4, okay? 1 ringgit 40 cent. For nasi lemak, they decrease the price by to 8 cents. Okay, 80 cent. You always have to put zero lah, but I cannot lah, I'm too lazy. And then the ayam, they increase by 50%. Not 50 lah, but 50 cent. Okay, so far on the side, right? But now, let's calculate how much per product increase, right? Remember, right? Remember, just now I taught you, right? For I, right? Normal I, right? Normal I, you are talking about one item only. For example, the bottle, right? Remember the bottle? The bottle? You are talking about how much it increase, right? But this one, right? We can see there's 4 items, right? There's 4 items here, right? But let's just do one by one. Let's just do one by one. So sambal, how much it increased by? Can someone answer me? From 2019 to 2020, right? What is the percentage here? What is the percentage here? Can someone answer me? Focus on the sambal only.
0.
0? Percentage? You sure 0%? So 0? Is it good? Siapa tahu? Who can answer this? Yasmin? Tahu tak? Berapa dia increase by? Cuba tengok ni je.
Is it just 100?
Who? Sorry? Who said
Is
that?
it just 100?
Yeah, it is 100. Simple lah, simple. It's 100. Okay, let's go at anchovies. Anchovies from 70 cent to 1 ringgit 40 cent. How much it increased by? Who can answer this? I need different person. Let's say Ajaria. Do you know the answer to this? Ayo, no, you don't or not? It seems that Azalia doesn't know, right? Doesn't know. But it's fine, it's fine. So it increased from 70 cent to 1 ringgit 40 cent, right? That mean it increased by 2 times, right? Of course, right? 70 times 70 is 140, right? So it increased by 2 times. So what's the number here? What's the number here? It should be 200%, 200%, because it double, okay? Remember, 100 is the original price. 200 is double, right? If I say 50, it is half, half. So you just have to know how the percentage look like, okay? Looks here, let's look here. Nasi lemak, right? Nasi lemak 1 to 0.8, 1 to 0.8. So it's hard to do it mentally, right? But we can use a formula. The formula I just teach you, which is I equal to Q1 over Q2 times 100, right? No, it's fine. It's fine. So which I are we talking about? We are talking about what year I are we talking about? We are talking about 2019 and 2020, right? 2019 and 2020. So the top one should be the newer one. So 20 over 19, right? So this one should also be 20 over 19. So for understand, right? It's simple. Just change this into like simple formula, lah, right? Basically. So also when I write like this, it's basically mean like this, lah. Of course, I don't write the 20 because it's always the same. So I'm just going to write like this. So now you are there, right? You can just substitute the value lah. Substitute value. Remember, Q is the price, so we can just substitute into this value here. So nasi lemak at 2020, right? The cost is 0.8, 0.8, right? And then at 2019 is 1, right? So 1 times 100. So we can use our formula, just use simple formula, right? 0.8 times 100 divided by 1. It should be 80%, right? It decreased by 80%. Is it correct? Yeah. It is the percentage is 80%. Simple lah, right? Now let's look at ayam. Of course, you can use the same formula here. Same formula here, right? Which is the 2020. This is 2020. This is 2019, right? So this one will be 250 over 2 times 100 should be equal to, if you were to use calculator, 2.5 times 100 divided by 2, you should get 125. Okay. Basically, it means that this thing here, right, increase by 25%, 25%. Okay, understand so far?
Yeah.
Okay, you understand so far, right? But we are talking about composite index, right? Composite index basically means, right? Basically means how much all of these, right, increase by. How much? How much all of this increase by? Composite index, right? To understand simply, lah, right? It is a group. Okay, a group. So if you talking about like individual lah, right? For example, sambal lah, right? It increased by 0, right? This one it increased by 100%, right? Because why is double, lah, right? This one it decreased by 20. This one it increased by 25. So, but what if they say how much all of this, right? How much all of this increase by or decrease by? How much? That is the meaning of this formula here. So let me explain the formula, right? The formula. The formula, right, is I dash. I dash is composite, composite. Always remember composite. Composite equal to so I dash formula is actually equal to the sum of I and W over sum of W. So what does it mean by W and I? So first of all, I, of course lah, I means index, normal index, right? W. What is the meaning of W? So W is actually weightage. Okay, weightage. So what is weightage? What is weightage? Weightage. It's basically saying, right, how much each of them, how much each of them, right, is separated by. For example, right, in a nasi lemak, right, how much is there sambal? It's gonna be like probably like on the plate, right, around 10% of it is gonna be sambal, right? Of course, common sense. Anchovies probably like 15%. You see, right? And then nasi lemak, of course, is going to be a lot percentage, higher percentage. So let me say 30, no, 40%. And then the ayam, of course, still big, quite a large percentage, right? So let's say 40, 15, how much, How much? Probably 35. Yeah, we can say 35. So weightage basically, right, is the percentage of items, okay, inside the menu. For example, right, if we add all of this, right, it should be equal to 100 because weightage is basically percent. Understand? So now let's use this formula, actually. If you don't know what this symbol mean, right, it's basically saying, right, you add this symbol, right, it mean sum of, okay, sum of. So let's add all of this. Index, the first index, 100, right? So 100. And then the W here is 10, right? So 10 plus the other index, 200, and then 15. So I'm just going to zoom out to 15, right? So, and then plus this one index here, plus the times the weightage here. So 80 times 40. And then the last one is the bottom one, 125 times 35 over. Okay, since this is weightage, if we add all of these weightage, right, is 100, right? And remember, this formula means sum of, right? Sum of weightage. So I'm too lazy to write like 10 plus 15 plus 40 plus 35 because all of these are equal to 100. Okay. So if you were to use our calculator, right? If you were to use our calculator, 100 teman-teman, 200 times 15, 80 times 40, 125 times 35. Okay, and then divided by 100, we will get 115.75. So basically, this means, right? This means, right? The cost of nasi lemak, right? Remember, this is I index, right? So it should be 20 over 19, right? So the cost of nasi lemak at 2019, right? And 2020, it increased by 15.75%. That's the meaning of it. Okay, that's the meaning of it. It basically means, right, the total cost of the nasi lemak increased by 15.75%. So that is the reason we use composite index. Composite index, the key point here, right, it is a group of people. If I were to draw, it is a group of people. See here. Okay. And for normal index, it is individual. So one segment. So far understand? Okay.
No.
Yeah, yeah. You guys can also reply, just in case I'm not talking to that group.
So,
So
thumbs ups.
uh
Thumbs ups. They give thumbs ups.
okay, okay.
Answers.
Okay, I didn't see that one. Sorry, sorry. So next one, right? The next formula that you have to know is the smiley face formula. The smiley face formula is not teach in the school. I know. Cikgu Suada don't teach this. So listen up. Oh my god, my phone. Sorry, I dropped my phone. Okay, the smiley face method is not teach in the school because teacher say like it's not the correct way, but it's still the correct way. So what is the smiley face method, right? So in a question, they give question, right? They mention 3 years, 3 separate years. For example, they mention 2021, 2017, 2018. They mention 3 years, right? Then you can use this method. So this method, right, you just have to put the year, right? The year in an order. So this one will be 2017, this one will be 2018, this one will be 2021. And what do you put on this part here? This there's a value here, right? There's a value here. And there's also a value here. So this value later I will explain, right? But all you have to know is you have to put in a order for from older to newest. Okay. So later I will explain how to use that formula. But there's also another formula, but I'm not going to teach right now because first, let's use example. Let's see an example first. So this is the example question that they always give, right? So they say the table below shows the price of blah, blah, blah in the year 2016 and 2010. So they give you four material, right? And they give you cost. Okay, what is cost? What is cost? Is it I? Is it Q? Or is it I dash? Which one is it? For cost? Just now I just teach it, right? Which one is it? Yes, it is Q. It is Q. So for cost, it is Q. I always recommend lah for you to label them. So cost 2010, that means is Q10. Okay. And then cost 2016 is Q16. Okay, so far simple, right? And then weightage, remember weightage is W. W, right? Percentage. So they ask you calculate the price index for each material in the year 2016 based on the year 2010. Basically, it means go one by one. Price index is I. Okay, price index is I. What they want in what year and what year. They give you 2016 and 2010. Of course, the top one is always, sorry, the top one right, is always 2016. And this one is 2010. Yeah, 2010. But I'm not going to write like that. It's so confusing. So I'm just going to write simple, 16 over 10. So calculate the price index. So they want that one, right? So let's do this one here. So they give you I 16 over 10. The formula for this one, remember, it is Q over Q times 100. What number should go here? 16. What number should go here? 10. So we can just substitute lah. We can just substitute. So they want calculate price index for each material. For each material, right? So let's go one by one. Let's go one by one. Let's actually go one by one. So for A, what is the cost here? The cost here is 210. 2016, right? Yeah, 210 over 140 times 100. Okay. If you were to use calculator, you will get 2.1 times 100 divided by 140, 1.4, 150. 150. And since we already know how to do that, right? I'm just gonna write one by one using calculator. I'm not gonna use I'm not gonna, write this every single time. So you can just do it yourself. But this one will be I, right? I 1610. So this one will be 150. So let's do this next one here. Let's do this next one. I'm not gonna write the formula, but you should understand. Okay lah. Let me write here lah. Actually, let me write here. Yeah, this is the formula, but I'm just gonna use it. So basically, the formula, right? The formula is very simple. The formula is this divided by this and then times 100. So 150, 1.466 times 100 divided by 1.5 is 104. 1.92 times 100 divided by 1.6. This one 120. This one 5.58 times 100 divided by 4.5. This one 124. 124. Okay. This one very simple. Of course, very simple. Now they ask you calculate the composite index. Composite index. What they want? They want I dash, right? In what year and what year? They say 2016 based on the year 2010. So just immediately put the year. So 60 on the top, 10 on the bottom. The top is always the newer year, the newer year. So like that. Okay, for all the material in the year 2016. Okay. So basically one composite index, right? So how do you do composite index? Don't forget the formula for composite index. So the formula for composite index is sum of I and W over sum of W. So let's do one by one. If I were to write it right, is 150 times 10 plus 104 times 20 plus 120 times 40 plus 124 times 30 over how much is the total bottom here? It should be 100. 100. I mean, like, because it's percentage. How much in a single thing? Of course, 100, right? But of course, you can just add all of this, like 10 plus 20 plus 40 plus 30. You should get 100. I'm too lazy though, so I'm just going to write 100 here. So, and then if you were to use your calculator, 150 times 10 plus 104 times 20 plus 120 times 40 plus 124 times 30. Okay, and then divided by 100, you still get 1 to 1. Okay, 1 to 1. So basically, it means that all of this material increased by 121. The total. Okay, now C. Let's do C. Determine the price of the roof tile. Okay, I'm just gonna stop here lah. The price, what they want Q. Okay, they want Q of the roof tile in the year 2010. So they want Q10. Right, they want Q10. If the price was 2 ringgit 65 cent in the year 2016. So Q16, right, the price is RM 2 ringgit 65 cent. Okay. So what formula can we use here? Remember, the only thing that involves Q is I formula. So index formula, right? So let's use the index formula. So what is the index formula here? The index formula, right? There should be a year, right? So what year are we involved here? 2010 and 2016. So it should be 16 over 10, right? Equal to Q16 over Q10 times 100. Okay, common sense, right? So they say determine the price of the roof tile in the year 2010 if the year this is the price blah 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 in the one. What Q are we using actually? What Q are we using? Look here. Do we use QA, QB, or this one here? Do we use that? Do we use this? No. Why? They said the price of the roof tile. Look at the thing here. What they give you? They give you material, right? They give you material in making roof tile. In making roof tile. So this question is actually asking you for the composite index, not the normal index. Why? Because it's talking about the total amount. Remember the statement, remember this is the total, a group, not a single. Remember, A, B, C, D is singular, roof tile is a group. So this one should be I dash. But then I just told you, right, the I dash formula, there's only this one, right? This formula here, right? Actually, I lied. There's another formula. The formula is the same as the index formula, equal to Q1 over Q2 times 100. See, you can either use this one. So, let's just use this formula lah. So, I16, I10. Do we have the thing here? Yes, we do. We just calculate here. Look, we just calculate here, right? So, let's just put this into this one here. So, it should be 150. 150 equal to Q16. Q16 we know it is 2 ringgit 65. And then Q10 we do not know, times 100. Okay. And then you just do basic math lah, right? This one move to other side, divide. Okay. And then you put it on the bottom. Okay. So the answer should be 150 divided by 100. Okay. 1.5 lah, right? And 2.65 divided by answer. You should get, yeah. So the answer for Q10, right, is 1.77. And ta-da, we got the answer. So that's the answer here. But is that the answer? Is that the final answer? Can someone tell me the mistake here? Is that the actual final answer? Do we get marks for this?
No.
Why?
You need to put RM, right?
Yeah, you have to put RM. Why? Because we are talking about cost. Remember, we are talking about cost. See here, they say determine the price. Oh, sorry, price. I mean price. Alright. So we have to put RM. Don't forget, only Q you have to put RM. So RM 1.77. Ta-da, we finish. So far understand, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, very simple lah, right? Now let's go to the next one, which is actually the same, almost the same lah, right? It just twist a bit. The question is a bit different. So they say the table blah 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 5 material in making souvenirs. Okay, souvenirs in the year 2013 and 2019. So there's 2 years already. So they say material, they say price, they say price. Okay. Whenever you get this question in SPM also, right? I always recommend you to label the thing, label the diagram. So you hear price, it's always Q. What Q? Q13 lah, because 2013, right? You hear price. What Q? 19. Okay. You hear price index. They say index, right? So that means I. So what I? They of course lah. They mentioned if you have these two here, of course, I19 over I13. The top always the newer year, the newer year. And what's the newer? 2019 lah, not 2013. Common sense. So it should be I19 over 13. And then the weightage is W, of course, W. So they say calculate the value of A, B, C, and D. Where is A, B, C, and D? Okay, here. They see here, right? And this one also, right? So this one here, right? What they want? They want price lah. They want price index of A, B, C, and D, right? So look here. We already got the formula actually, right? For A, let's do one by one. For A is involved in I, right? A is I, right? So A should be A equal to Ayo. There you go. Sorry, my tablet lagi. So A, I'm just gonna zoom out. It's fine, right? So it should be this and this, the one that is involved in the equation, right? If in case you forgot, it's Q1 over Q2 times 100, right? So it should be 2023 suddenly over 20 times 100 equal to, let's use calculator, 23 times 100 divided by 20, 115. 115. So A is 115. And B, I'm too lazy, so I'm just going to use my calculator. So this times 100 and then divide by 8. So let's do that. I'm just too lazy to write lah, basically. So times 100 divided by 8, you should get 150. Okay. And then 18 times 100 divided by 16, you should get 112, sorry, 112.5. Okay. And then where's the D is here, right? So can someone tell me what's the value of D here? What's the value of D here? The value of D, right? Remember, weightage is percentage, percentage. So percentage, what's the percentage is should be 100, right? 100%, right? So if you were to add up all of these, right, it should be equal to 100. So D is actually, if you were to write it for properly, right? D is equal to 100 minus 8 minus 20, oh sorry, minus 12 actually, minus 20 minus 27 equal to D. You understand why I minus by 100? Yeah, 33. It should be 33. Yep, correct. So 33. Now we finish question 1 already. This is around 4 marks. See, 4 marks already. Simple. Calculate the composite index for the souvenir. Okay, let's go one by one. They say calculate the composite index. They want composite index, so I, right? So what is the index here? 2019 based on the year 2013. So 19 over 13, right? Interpret your finding. Whenever they mention interpret your finding, right, basically they means how much it increased by. That's all. Ignore the question lah, basically. So they want that, right? So let's do that one. So very simple, actually, very simple. So composite index, don't forget the formula. This one 19 over 13. This time we are going to use this formula. This formula. We're not going to use the other one. The other one is only when they are talking about price. Okay, price. But this one they didn't mention price, right? So we use the normal formula. So what is the first I? The first I is 120, of course, right? Look at the top one. Times 8 plus 115 times 12 plus 150 times 20 plus 112.5 times 27 plus 130 times 33 over, remember, 100. You can also just add all of it, but yes, I'm just too lazy. So 120 times 8 plus 115 times 12 plus 150 times 20 plus 112.5 times 27 plus 130 times 33 should be divided by 100. It should be 126.675, but we round up to the nearest base, right? So it should be 2868. Sorry, 68. So this is the answer. Basically, it's saying right? It's saying that the total cost of the material, right? The total cost of the material, it increased by 126. So increased by 26%. Okay, it increased by 26%. So now next to the next one. So far it's very easy actually. This topic is very easy. No need to actually this is a free mark in the exam. So they say determine the price. Okay, you already know. When they mention price, Q. What year? 19. So they don't know. Okay. If the price in the year 2023, so Q13 is equal to 35. So what formula can we use for the Q? Remember, there's now two formula that we can use. This is either I dash or I equal to Q1, Q2 times 100. So which I are we going to use actually? Which I can we use? Which I? Now, do you guys know I composite or like I dash or I normal index normal? Which one do you think?
Normal.
The normal I. Huh. See, that one different. Wrong. The answer is composite index. You know why? They say here, determine the price of the souvenir. Okay, souvenir. First of all, souvenir, right? In the year blah blah blah. In the year blah blah blah, right? Do they mention determine the price, the composite index of the material P? No, right? They mention souvenir. What is all of this material for? Actually, all of this material, right? 5 materials used in the making of the souvenir. So we are talking about a group of people. And when I mention group, we use I dash. So we used I dash. Okay. So this one we will use I dash. Come on, zoom in. Why? Oh my god, my tablet is wrong. So I dash. I dash in what year? 19 and 13 lah, right? So equal to Q19 over Q13 times 100. So we can just substitute this one into this one here. 126.68 equal to Q19. Q19 they don't know. Q13 we do know it is 35 ringgit. So Q19 35 times 100, and then use common algebra lah, right? You move to this one, divide, and then you move to this one, you times. Okay, so 126.68 divided by 100 times 35, you will get Q19 is equal to 44.34. Tada! This is the answer. But again, is it the answer? No, you have to put RM. Don't forget, it is the price. Okay. Q is always, you have to put the RM. Okay. Now, so far is simple. I mean, like, all you have to understand is which I are you going to use? Is it the composite or the normal index? Now let's move on to this next question here. This next question here. Table 2 shows the price index indices. Indices basically means plural lah. It's the plural of index. And percentage of usage of 4 items PQRS, which are the main ingredients in the production of a type of biscuit. We are talking about biscuit, and there's 4 of them. Okay, there's 4 ingredients. So, here my tablet here. Yeah, see this. I hate my tablet.
Wait.
There you go. Okay, okay. So they say, no, okay, before we look at the question, always label. Always label. So they say price index for the year 1995. It's hard to see, lah, right? It's hard to see, but I know what it is. So they want the I for 1995. So 95, lah, right? 95. Based on the year 1993. 1993, so 93. Okay, so that's the I. And this one percentage, so it's W. So they say calculate the price. Okay, they want the price, right, of S. So they want S, right? They want the price in the year 1993. So they want this one here. If the price in the year of 1995 is 37 ringgit 70 cent. 37 ringgit 70 cent. You see, right? I'm just labeling. I'm just writing whatever I'm seeing. So they say price, they say year, they say price in the year is this one here. So I'm just labeling, right? And we already know how to find this one here. So they say, so what formula are we going to use? We saw 2, right? We saw Q, right? Q. What formula use Q? Either I or I index, right? Composite index, sorry. So what I do we use? You guys know? Come on now, why my tablet at this? Oh, there you go. So which I do we use? The normal I or the different I?
Normal.
The normal I, right? Because they're talking about the price of S. They're talking about S. If they say price of biscuit, if they say price of biscuit, then we use the different I. So I'm just gonna write here actually. So the price of that, right, we can use this formula equal to Q1 over Q2 times 100, right? So it's the 19, right? So it should be I 95 over 93, right? So this one should be 95. This one should be 93. So what is the Q in 95? 95 they don't know, but they know. Oh, sorry, they do know. I'm dumb. So it should be 37.7. But they don't know what's Q93. But do we know what is this one here? Yes, we do. Look at the table here. So S. We are talking about S, right? So we're talking about this line here. So we already right? So this one lah, 130. So 130. Okay. So then we use common sense, right? Common algebra. Use the normal one. So 130 divided by 100. Okay. And then 37.7 divided by the answer. So Q93 is equal to 29. But don't forget, you have to put RM because Y is price. Price. If it's I, you don't need to put RM. You don't need to put RM. All you have to put RM is for Q. So now we know the price index. Calculate the price index. Okay, they want price index of P. They want P, right? They want P. So P, they want I index in the year 95 based on the year 91. Let's say 91. If the price index in the year 1993 Actually, let me write here. Let me write here just so that it's easy to see. So talking about P, right? So they said I for the year 95 over 91, lah, right? They don't know. Right? They don't know. Yeah, they don't know. But they say I for the year what is it? 2019 1993 based on the year. Yeah. So 93, 91 is equal to 120. Okay, so far, right? So far it's very simple, right? But this one is difficult. You know why? Because they mention how many years? They mention how many years? They mention 3 years. Ayo, my sorry, my tablet. Hey, what? Come on. Okay, they mentioned 3 years. They mentioned 3 years. Ignore lah. I cannot write for some reason. It's because I've been charging my tablet. It's overheating. So they mentioned 3 years: 1995, 1991, and 1993. And what method did I mention for 3 years? Whenever I mention 3 years, I can I do something? Can I try? Can I? Okay, I'm just gonna close.
The struggle is real.
Struggle is here. I know. There we go. I can move now. Oh, okay. So they mentioned 3 years, right? So the 3 years method, remember, is the smiley face. By the way, this is new tablet, new tablet. It's just because like after you charge, it's not good for you to write. Okay, anyway, use the smiley method. So what do we put here? We put the 3 years, right? The 3 years in order. So what is the older one? 1993, 1991, sorry. This one, 1993. This one, 1995. And there should be a value on top. So what do we put on top? We put the value of I. Okay, we put the value of I. So which I should we use? So let's see here, right? Let's see here. They give you I 90, sorry. They give you this value, right? This one here, this value. I 93 and 91. 93 and 91. Where is 93 and 91? This one, right? This one here. It should be only this one, right? So let's put 93 and 91 as 120. Okay. Now, why is 1995 and 1993? Look here, they say we have it already. We have it already. Look here, we have it. Look, this is the price for PI. We are talking about PI, remember? So 135. Remember? This 1995 and 1993. So 135. Okay. Now, the value that we want is the bottom one, right? It's basically saying lah, right? It's basically saying from this year to this year, how much it increased by. That's why it's the shortcut lah, basically. They want to know a shortcut. See, you can see here. Look at this one here. The index, how much it increased by. So this is why we use the smiley method. What is the formula for smiley method? The formula is very simple, very simple. These two value here, you have to times. You have to times. So 120 times 135, and then you have to divide by 100. Okay, you have to divide by 100. So the answer here will be 120 times 135 divided by 100. The answer will be 162. 162. So basically, it's saying it is saying that from 1991 to 1995, right, the price increased by 162. Okay, 162%. Basically, increased by 62% lah. 62%. Simple lah, right? So that is the way you use the smiley method. Understand or not? This one here. Do you understand? Because you never teach in school. Very simple. Understand? Yep. Okay. Good. So now let's do next one. Next one. The competency index. Yeah, they want the competency index. So of course, the competency index. This one right here, right? What year? 1995 and 1993. So 95 and 93. 93 is 128. 128. Ayo, I cut wrongly. It's fine lah. We can just stop at X lah, I guess. So 1995 that one, right? So they ask you calculate the value of X. What is the value of X? Where is it? It's not right. This one here. So they said that one. They say complete index in the year 128. Calculate the value of X. Yeah. This is do what is it? Yeah. You can do this. So what is the formula of composite index again? It is this one, right? Remember this one here? The original one. Sum of I W over W. Sum of W. Sorry. Sum of W. So we can use this formula. Why? Why we can use this formula? Because, right, where is X located at? X is located at Y, right? Sorry, I, right? So what use I. In what formula use I? It is the composite index formula, the original composite index formula. So let's use the composite index formula, right? So how do you do this? So you do one by one, you do one by one. So I'm just going to zoom out, don't worry. I'm just going to say what I'm writing here. So 135 times 40 plus x, we do not know, right? So x times 30 plus 105 times 10 plus 130 times 20 over, this is percentage, right? So 100. Of course, I have different and use different. So you can solve this normally, okay? Just solve normal. So it should be 135 times 40 times 20. So this should be 905, 950, and this say 128, right? 128 plus 30x over 100. Right, it should be that one, right? Am I crazy? Basically, I just times all the one that is not involved with y lah. Yeah, let me calculate again. I'm worried I'm getting different answer here. Yeah, correct lah. Ayo. Okay. Now do basics math. So this one move to this one. The times. So 128 times 100 should be 12800. Okay. Oh, I don't have space down there, so I'm just gonna write here. So now 1 minus 9050 and then divided by 30 because x lah, right? So x should be 135. So the value of x, which is I lah, right? I for what? For what? For r, for r is equal to 135. Okay, so 135 lah basically, right? So far understand? Very simple, very simple. Now let's go to the final thing that I'm gonna talk today. Yeah, actually very fast today. It's very fast. By the way, the final one will be the hardest one. So that's why I'm gonna go slowly this one. So they said the table below shows the price and the percentage usage of 4 items P, Q, R, and S, which are the main component in the production of a type of machine. Oh, okay. So basically they say produce machine there's 4 things here needed to produce a machine. So machine should be the group thing right? So they say price index in the year 2010. So 10 over 08. Okay. Change of price index from the year 2010 to 2012. Okay. Just now I keep on saying this one, right? So can you help me? Can you help me, guys? So what is the value of P here? What is the value of P here? If you look here, right? So increase by 25. So what does it mean? What does it mean?
It's more. Is it just 25?
The value. Give me the number.
Hold on.
How about Yasmin? Yasmin. What is the value here? What is the value here? You know or not?
8.
Tahu tak Yasmin? Tahu tak? Dia kata dia meningkat sebanyak 25%. Okay. The answer.
Wait, do we just type it?
Hmm?
Type it.
Okay. The answer, right, increased by 20%. The price, right? Remember, the original price, right, is 100%, right? No. Yeah, that's not the answer. The answer is 125. So simple lah, dey. 100, okay, the 100 is the original, right? 100 is the original. They say increase by 25%. So it should be 125 lah. Just remember. Imagine like a line, right? Of 100, right? They say increase by 25%. So it should go above the line, right? By how many? 25. So 125. If we say increase by 5%, so 105. If it's unchanged, tak berubah. Dia tak berubah. It should be 100. Remember, 100 is the original, original. If we say decrease by 10%, it should be 90. 90. Remember, price index, okay? Price index. So this price index for the year what? 2012 to now one, right? I12 over 10. Okay. Can I type? Can I move? Hello, tablet? Hey, okay, okay, thank God. Okay. So also, you're right, we can already answer this one here. Can someone give me the value of H? Actually, nah, I'm just gonna answer it right now, right? So percentage, right? Percentage is 100, right? So if you add all of these, right? If you add all of these, it should be 100. So 100 minus 30 minus 50 is 15. So 100 minus 30 minus 15 minus 10, it should be 45. So H is already 45. Easy lah, right? Easy. So calculate the cost. Calculate the cost of item P. So item P, right? So in the year 2008. So 08. So they don't know. So if the cost in the year 2010 is 1,800. So cost 2010 is RM 1800. Okay, simple lah, right? So what use cost? What use Q? Sorry, what formula use Q? Remember, it is the I formula or the I dash formula. But which one we're talking about? We use I. Why? Because they say item P, item P. It's not saying machine. It's not saying machine. We can already know like which one is the group, which one is the singular, right? So they're saying item P. So we use a normal formula. So let's do here. Let's do here, actually. So what they want, they want 08 and 10, right? So we can use this one here equal to Q10 Q08 times 100. Okay, so far, wait, first of all, right? First of all, I forgot to explain, right? How do we know which year we have to use? Which year we have to use? Just now, I just wrote, right? I10 over 08, right? The year we use, right? It depends on the question. If they mention 08, 2008 and 2010, so then we're going to use these 2 year lah. And remember, the value on top, right, is the newer year. And the value of bottom is the older year. So that's why I use that one. And sorry. And if I were to write like that, right, that means the Q on top will be 10. The Q on the bottom will be 08. Okay, so for understand, right? So let's do that one here. So they say about P, right? P. They say Q10 is 1800. Okay. They don't know Q08 times 100. But we know this value already. We know. Because why? They give you already inside the box, the jadwal here. So it should be 115. 115. And then if you were to use your calculator, calculate like normal, right? 115 divided by 100. Okay. And then 1,800 divided by the answer. You should get that Q08 is equal to RM. I'm just going to write RM 1565.22. Tada, we already find the value. So this is the value. Very simple, right? Very simple. So now that is the easy part. Now calculate the composite index. Okay, they already know. Composite index, I dash. Of the cost of making this machine in the year 2010. So 2010 based on the year what? 2008. So I dash 2010, 2008. So this one, we use this formula here. This formula. Remember, we only use, okay, remember, right? Remember this formula. I equal to Q1 over Q2 times 100. We only use this formula, right? The I dash formula, right? I dash formula. If they give you the value of price, the value of Q, okay, we only use this value, okay? But now did they give you the value? No, right? They just ask you composite index. Yeah, composite index. Of course, they mention cost, right? But did they mention like actual cost? No, right? They mention only like the cost of making this machine. So yeah. So we use this formula here. So if I were to write here, so I 10 and 08 equal to sum of I and W, right? So okay. First question. The question I asked you, right? I have here. So which I, right, in the formula, right, we use I, right? Which I do we use? Do we use the first I, or do we use the second I? Do you use this one or this one here? Can someone tell me, do we use the first one or the second one? Just type in the chat box like one or two. Yeah, we use the first one, of course, right? Why? Because we are trying to find this year here. So of course we're going to use the I10 over O8. So now the painful part, writing everything higher. So 115 times 45, yeah, 45 plus 120 times 30 plus, yeah, you have to write this in your paper as well. That's how you get marks. Teacher don't accept you to just answer immediately. This is why I hate at math. So many things to write. Why so many things to write? Just give us the thing lah. Yo. Okay, 115 times 45 plus 120 plus times 30 plus 125 times 50 plus 150 times 10. Okay, divided by 100. You should get 121.5. 121.5. So you don't need to put the zero here. You don't need to put zero. Because it's not money lah, right? And we already find the answer. Tada, we already found the answer. So we done that one. So the production cost, calculate the production cost of the machine in the year. Okay, they already asked you, calculate the production cost. What is production cost? Cost is Q in the year 2010. So 10, we don't know, right? If the corresponding production cost in the year 2008, so cost in the 2008 is RM 4,000. Okay, immediately lah, right? What formula do we use? Do we use, of course we use I lah, right? But is it I or I dash? Is it the normal I or the different I? Which can answer me? Who can answer me? Different I, right? Because why? They said the production cost of the machine. Already know. All of this, right? All these item, right, is to create the machine. So we already know this is talking about a group of people, right? Already talking about a group of people. So we use the I dash. Okay, I dash. So the formula for I dash, right? I dash formula is equal to Q1 over Q2 times 100. There's two formula for I dash, right? So which year we use 10 and 08, right? So 10 and 08. So I 10 08. So this one should be 10. This one should be 08. So do we know what is Q10? We know. No, we don't know. Q08 we do know it is 4,000. I10 over 08. Do we know? We know. Yeah, here. Look. We already found, right? We already found. So it's 121.5. Okay, and then use common sense, use algebra 121.5 divided by 100. Okay, and then times 4,000. Oops, sorry. Times 4,000, yeah. So the answer is, wait, what? Sorry. 121.5 divided by 100. Okay, times 4,000. Okay, funny. I got the wrong one. So Q10 is RM. Don't forget the RM 4,860. Tada, we finish. Simple, very simple. Don't get confused lah, basically. So find the composite index of the cost of making this machine for the year 2008, 12. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, they mentioned composite index. Okay, composite index. I dash. Okay, I dash of the cost of making this year in the 2012 based on the year 2008. Okay. They mentioned 2012. 2012, right? The year 2008. Do we have 2012 here? No, right? We do not have, right? And also we are talking about index, right? This one here, right? And remember, this one involve 3 years. Right? This one involve 3 years, right? Because why? The two main here is 2010 and 2008, right? But now they mentioned 2012 and 2010, right? But this one here, right, is 2012 and 2008. See here, they are taking about this one here, right? And also this one here. So there's no 10. If they say like, okay, like if they say like this, right, if the composite index of 2010 and 08, right, this one is fine because we have it already, right? But they are using two different year that is not related. So whenever they mention 2 different year or like 3 years, right, you always got to use the smiley face method. So the smiley face method, right? So the smiley face method. Okay, first of all, right, we have to put based on the year, right? So the first year should be 2008. 2008. This one should be, oh my god, zoom up. Okay, yeah, 2010. My mom is dying in the background. Okay, 2010. Okay, now what do we put on top here? What do we put on top here? Of course, the I lah, right? The I. But the problem is here, right? We are talking about composite index, right? We're talking about composite index. Oh yo, why take pictures now? Okay, no, I don't know why. So we are talking about composite index, right? Why is it so laggy? Hey, my god. Oh my god, I never should adjust my phone. Sorry, sorry. Don't worry, the class is about to end. It's gonna finish. But that's not okay. Just now I mentioned like you put I here, right? But can we put the I here? Look here, look here. Okay, look here, right? Can we put the I here? No lah, right? Because they're talking about I 2008 and 2010, right? And they are talking about the cost of making this machine. They're not talking about the I for P. They're not talking about the I for Q. They're not talking I for R. They are talking about I of machine. Do we know the I of machine? No, right? So this question, right? This question actually involve, you may actually involve four, four smiley face. Four smiley face. You have to do 4 of them. But since we are lazy, lah, right? There's already a shortcut for this, right? So let's do one first. Let's do one first, right? Let's do one first. So follow me, follow me. Because we want to find this value. Basically, we want to find this value, right? So follow me, follow me. So how do we shortcut this, instead of doing four smiley face? Instead of doing 4 smiley face, right? The shortcut here, right? The shortcut here is actually, because we know we have to times, right? And then we have to divide 100, right? So what do we times here? 2008. So okay, let's use P as example lah. Let's use P as example. Okay, P as example, right? So 2008 to 2010, we should put what? 115, right? So 115 for the basically look at this value lah. Look at this value, and then we put here 125. Okay, and then we have to divide by 100. We should get this value here. Later I explain lah why we have to do 4 of them. Okay, 115 times 125, right? And then divided by 100 is 143.75. Okay, right. Yeah, 143.75. So the index here, let me just draw another one, right? This should be index for 12 and 08. 08, remember? 08. So this one will be 143.75. Okay, so okay, I know it's confusing, right? Why do we need to do 4 times? Okay, let me explain lah. Let me explain again. Just in case I explain wrongly lah, right? Just now, right? They asked, right, for this one, right? So they asked for this, right? 12 and then 08, right? What is the formula of this? There's 2 formula, right? But we're just gonna use the popular one, which is this formula, right? This formula. The sum of that and the sum of this, right? But the I that we have to use, right? The I that we have to use here, what I can we use? We can only use the I for 12 and 08. Understand? That's why I mentioned we have to use 4 smiley method. Because why? There is 4 item. Okay. So do you understand why I'm doing this? Actually, do you understand? Do you understand why we are trying to get all of these I12 over A08? Understand or not? And can someone answer? Because it's quite confusing. I hope you guys understand. Okay, understand, right? Okay, good. Thank God. It's a bit confusing, right? But yes, that's how it is. So you already saw how to do this, right? Just like basically, right? Basically, just times 125 times what is it? 115, right? 115 over 100, right? So I'm just going to use shortcut here. Basically, I'm just going to use calculator, right? Because our class is about to end. So 120 times 105 divided by 100. So use calculator. 105 divided by 100. So be 126. So this one 126. So 125 times 100 divided by 100, it should be 125, is it? Easier. Yeah. Yeah, 125. Yeah, 125. Okay. And then 90 times 150 is divided by 100. 135. Okay, 135. So from here we can use composite index. Simple lah, simple. So it should be so the first I'm just gonna zoom out. Yeah. 125 times 45 plus no not 125, sorry. 143.75 times 45 plus 12630 plus 125 15, yes, 15 plus what is it? 90 135. Okay, I know lah, it's hard to see, but it's fine. Just use common sense lah. Just times all of this lah. So no 143.75 and 45 times 30 to 5 times 15 90 times 135, okay, divided by 100. So the answer divided by 100, right? The answer will be 242.74. Tada, the answer is that one. So basically it's saying right, from the year, okay, look here. From the year 2008 to 2012, right? This one here, the price of making the machine, right? It increased by 142.74%. That is expensive. It basically double and more lah, right? The cost of making the machine. If you add up all of these cost of making using the item. So that's the meaning of index. Index basically saying about the percentage increase. So this one, right? This question, how do you know when to do this question? Here's my tip lah. Here's my tip for this question. Whenever you find this question, right, always remember, write the formula first. So I composite that, right? But why I composite is 2012 and 2008, right? So 2000 and this one here, right? And then remember, I dash or I composite index, right? There's two formula. One involve the Q, right? One involve the Q. The other one involve the I and that one is one, right? This one here. But you have to know which one to choose. So the best way to do this, right? If they mention the cost of something lah, right, in the year like 08 lah, right, is equal to RM something lah, right, and then they mention the other, oh my god, the other year lah, right, you have to use the first formula, this formula here, remember this formula. But if they did not mention, always assume that you have to use this formula. Okay, understand? So that's all for today class. And you already finished chapter 10. Boom, Azalia, very easy. See, very simple actually. This chapter is very, very simple. So do you guys understand?
EP.
No problem. Now the class and you guys can later send a video. No problem, Adalia. No problem, that's me. You guys spread the class around lah. I don't want to see all people fail at math. Math is not hard. Thank you, Lena. Okay, bye. Yeah. You guys can leave the call now. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Yeah. You too. Thank you. Bye. Okay. Just gonna
So I start the recording.
stop.